Alrighty guys, so this is the card reveal for the Oracle card poll that I took the other day for the energy, collective energy during the week preceding this eclipse. So the week of April 1st through April 7th. This is an energetic reading of the collective, and you can choose a card with Michael here, Archangel Michael, Buddha, or Ra, to see which one resonates the most and what may speak for your current energy at this time too. Okay, so card number 1 is Queen of the Darkwood Elves, number 40 in this fairy oracle deck. The key words here are premonition, foreshadowing, and mystery. I love this card because, first of all, I love all the cards because of their detail, but there's sort of a subtle darkness to it. Not only because of the colors, but because of the keywords too. And the messages that came to me before I will read from the guidebook are that there is excitement around the corner. There is a glimpse of what is to come. You're currently in an energy state where you are preparing for something coming soon, whether that is good or bad. Excitement can be good or bad. So it depends on your current state of energy, but this card is symbolic of leading up to that moment. Now the guidebook states that sometimes there is a stirring, a shimmering movement, subtle but unmistakable in the web called weird that connects us all. This is one such time. The Queen of the Darkwood Elves has come forth to speak with you and ask you to be aware that something is approaching. When she appears, there is a kind of foreboding and unsettled energy, akin to when a storm is gathering its power. There is a very potent force readying itself in your life, and while its impact is yet to be truly felt and experienced, it is best to ready yourself now. So when this card comes, make good your defenses. Tend to injuries and wounds, be they psychic, mental, or physical. Take care of unfinished business and bring in whatever you can. Gather up resources and be ready for when the moment strikes and descends upon you. Because something that was unexpected could have harmed you, could have taken you unaware, but now you are forewarned. And truth be told, you are now forearmed. There is no cause to be scared, frightened, or anxious. This card indicates that you have time to prepare, grow stronger, and meet whatever it is that is coming face on. You will move through the time you are now warned of, and you will be even stronger due to the challenge. But make no mistake, there is a challenge coming, and you can now prepare to minimize its impact and ride out the intense wave of energy it brings into your life. And I believe that with this eclipse coming up on April 8th, that would be the catalyst for this energy that is in preparation, that is currently building like a storm. So be mindful of this energy. Be mindful of the trajectory of this energy, but also don't fear it. Just be prepared. Card number 2 is the Green Man. The keywords are initiative, fertilization, and action. This is card number 34 under the Buddha statue that I have here. This guy I really like. Look at that detail on these cards. First of all, shout out to the artist that did this deck, the Fairy Oracle deck, or the Fairy Forest deck. I love it. The art's amazing, and I really resonate with the cards. So before I get into the guidebook message again, the messages that I felt intuitively from picking this card are that this is a time of evolving into the new you, of shedding the skin of what was and stepping into what is best for the future you, like a snake shedding its skin. You are becoming more of who you are at this time, more of who you truly are at your authentic core self. But there is action that is needed in these steps. Action to take to assist with this change, to assist with this metamorphosis. And I also like how the Buddha is here and representing perhaps the new life, the birthing. I mean, he is androgynous, I suppose the Buddha is. But it could represent and be symbolic. It's the most, out of the three statues, it's the most symbolic of fertilization. So now I will read from the guidebook. Okay, number 34, the Green Man. Not so long ago, all was quiet, dark, and cold, but something has changed, and it will manifest into your world in significant ways, through you and all around you. This is a time of renewal, a time of new beginnings and connections for you. Your energy will be extending itself easily, and you will fall in love with the new world you are creating. This is a time for you to actively pursue what it is you wish to create in your life, and to acknowledge the presence of the powerful new energies all about you. Each day will bring these changes, and it is as if life force itself is surging through you, and every cell radiates this bright, strong, fierce new energy. To be effective, this energy must be directed, not tamed, but given places to flow into, and thus you must choose and shape the energies you are experiencing. Nature and its energies shall pour through you when this card comes forth, and it is necessary for you to quickly begin to shape these forces in meaningful ways. This is also a time when you no longer see sharp distinctions between what is outside of yourself and what is within. You feel linked, connected, a part of a great natural magical whole. And this empowers you into brave, open-hearted action. Go forward and thrive, dear one. And card number 3 under the statue of Ra is Otherworld, number 44. And her keywords are veil, illness, and transition. Now, do not be deceived. This card, she is beautiful. Yes, it is a darker looking card, but it is not necessarily to be perceived negatively. She does not always mean that there will be a negative outcome. What I take this card to mean, similar to the one that came before it, similar to group 2, is that in a way there is a transition and a transformation taking place, a shedding of old ways. But this card comes with more of a darker tone to it, because perhaps we've been stubborn in stubborn in resisting the changes that need to take place. And so this card and the energy around us right now has been reminding us, bringing to our face the old ways that are no longer serving us. So to get us to change, to get us to finally go through this transition. And that may mean that we've held on so long that we have fallen ill, whether mentally ill or physically ill. The world may not seem like the place that it was before, the place that we're used to. Maybe we're taken outside of our comfort zone. But she is proud looking. She is not afraid, and there's no reason to be afraid of this card either. So I will now read from the guidebook as well. This is a time when you are passing through a veil that separates worlds. When once all was clear and life felt stable and grounded, for now there is a shaking of the firmament and a shift in your reality that makes you feel at times as though you are living in a waking dream. What once seemed solid is no longer to be relied upon. And throughout this time, you may be suffering ailments of the physical self. This is a time when the thin boundaries between the worlds have dissolved, and there is a raw and unfamiliar energy to your world. When this takes place, we can sometimes fall ill, suffer from a great loss of vital energy, and begin to feel we lose a connection with our minds that is strong. We can suffer, and in that suffering, we can begin to forget who we once were. And that, in some ways, is the purpose of this time. You are now a walker between the worlds, and this time of being apart from the reality others seem to dwell within is going to bring you to greater wisdom, knowledge, compassion, and insights. This time will serve its purpose, and it is the breakthrough that your soul requires for the next stage of their journey. But for your humanity, this is challenging indeed. Ask yourself, how can this create meaning and depth within my life when I return to my own reality? And how can this experience be used to serve others, the planet, and the magical world? That will give you great strength, even while you experience the shadowlands of the worlds between the worlds. So now I do just want to say that whether or not you took the time to do the poll on my community page, this reading is still relevant for the energy preceding the eclipse. So if you would like, you can pause the video at the beginning and choose between card 1, 2, or 3 and see which energy resonates, or listen to it all as a whole, because ultimately these are collective energies and everyone, myself included, is feeling them to an extent. These are just more divided energies, and perhaps the card that you chose is one that is the most relevant in your life at this time. I think it's interesting that all of these cards are symbolic of transitions and something to come. So it will be interesting to see what unfolds this coming week leading up to the eclipse. So pay attention to signs, pay attention to symbols. Pay attention to yourself, what you are feeling, how the outer world is responding to your inner world. If you took the time to watch this whole video, thank you guys. I appreciate your time. And if you participated in the poll, also thank you. I don't do these very often, but I may start to do more oracle card readings if you guys are a fan of them. If it resonates with you, let me know in the comments. Like the video and participate in engagement, because that helps me to channel this collective energy as well. So thank you guys, and happy eclipse season.